Okay, we're back again. This hasn't happened to me in a while. In any event, all right, I'm Greg from Greg's Tutoring NYC. Hello, everybody. Hopefully we got some of the trolls thrown off of the channel as well. Let me make sure we're live again. I had a bear of a time getting connected back here. All right, I'm Greg from Greg's Tutoring. All right, I still have this on the screen. So we have, we're trying to solve this. So let me just start over just so that this is coming through clean. We have landscape architectural plan for a flower bed in the park. The plan is shown. So we have a right triangle. It's a 7 by 12. A plan has a scale of 1 inch to 3 feet. So let's get rid of the top there. And square feet. So if 1 inch is 3 feet, a half an inch is 3 feet, that 1 inch is 6 feet, okay? So if we use that scale factor on here, we're going to get times 6 equals 42 inches. Times 6 here is 72, right? So our area is going to be 1/2 BH. So that gives us 1/2 times 12 times 42. Okay, wait, sorry, times 72. Okay, we can cross that out, make that 36. So we have to solve 36 times 42. Okay. 36 times 42. We get 2, 1, 6, 7, 24, 12, 14. So we get 2, 1, 1. We get 15, 12. Is that the answer? Yes, that's the answer. Okay. We're going to follow these for now. I could do some free-form ones afterwards, perhaps. Let's see how tired I am. I'm completely exhausted. I'm surprised I can even still talk. Okay. There is another way to approach this, which is that if you consider this by itself, 1/3 equals 1/3 equals the 3 feet. If we square that, because that's what we're getting square inches, right? So that means 1/9. No, sorry, that was 1/2. Sorry. So 1/4 equals 9 if we square it. All right. That's the approach I was taking up here. So if we continue this part of it on, where we're actually using the original numbers, okay, so that conversion is going to give us times 4 times 9. Okay, so we're going to get 80, 84, and 188, I guess. Is that what that gives us? 84. What I'm doing is taking 42. I'm going to double it and get 84. I'm going to double it again and get 168. So it's 168 times 9. 8 times 9 is 72. 54 plus that gives us 61. And we also get 1512 that same way. So this is a completely different approach. A lot of you guys can figure out that if that's your scale factor here, a lot of guys, you can figure out that you can get the 42 and the 72 here. I'm just showing a completely alternate way, was that if we keep the original numbers and work on the actual scale factor, if we square both of those, we get 1/4 equals 9 square inches, right? 1/4 square inches equals 9 square feet. So if we feed that back in, that's where we get this up here, okay? So it's just a completely alternate way to do it. Okay, number 2, let me erase some of this. So 2 is kind of pretty nasty. So all we mainly have to do with 2 is just go through what it's telling us and fill it in. I wouldn't mind pumping up 2, making it larger, but then the question is not going to fit on the screen. Okay, so let's just go through it one thing at a time. Let me see, what are you guys writing here? Do you create an equation for number 2? Yes, you do. So let's just fill it in so we have a visual. I'm going to look at the visual first. There's just 3 intersecting lines. I don't know what they're there for. Okay, and I noticed they're pointing out all the different points. So WTL, which is right here, is 2 times 2x minus 1. Okay. LTS, which is right there, is 5x plus 6. Okay. STR, where is that? STR. That's here, is 11x minus 4. And QTR is 3x plus 7. So with some of these, you're trying to look for complementary angles, supplementary angles, and basically things that form 360. We're also looking at adjacent angles and vertical angles, okay? It turns out that the angle here, I'm going to call it Z, is the same as this angle here. So this is also 11x minus 4. And it turns out that this angle here, I'm going to call it, I'm just going to put a giant dot there. That's exactly the same as this. That means that 2 times 2x minus 1, that's equal to 3x plus 7. I don't know if we can use that for ourselves. So it looks like we have everything is filled in except for right there. Okay? We can figure out almost every angle except for that one. And even that one we can, because we know that certain things form like 180. So if I have stuff like this, then this will form 180, that will form 180, that will form 180, right? And then this will form 180 as well, right? So there's a whole bunch of stuff we can use and use the algebra in our favor. The answer for the first question was 1512, 1,512. I erased it. The one is showing here still. Well, I erased it. So if you go back in the replay, you could see it. And I solved it 2 different ways. Yeah. So what is the question here? We can move that away. What is the measure of PTQ? All right, so this is the one they're looking for. So we can solve this in a few different ways because we have these 3 here is 180, right? These 3 here is 180. We can do that too, right? And we also know these 3 here is 180. So it depends how we want to do it, which way is the better way to solve it. So there's a lot of choices here to solve this. So there's not just one way to do it. So we can do something like, let's just take the 3 that are in the top here. So I'm going to do this angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is equal to 180. And that's all we have to do to set it up. So 11x minus 4. No, actually, we can't do that. We need to solve what we know so far because we have to call this thing something, and we can't call it x. So we're going to choose. Let's choose these ones here. I'm going to choose A, B, and let's say C right here. Okay. So I have 11x minus 4 plus 5x plus 6 plus 3x plus 7. And let me just make sure that's what the equation says it was. We had one was 11x minus 4, 5, no, that's 3x plus, so this should be a 3. Okay. 3x plus 6, no, sorry, that was a 5. And 3x plus 7. Okay, and that's going to equal 180. Okay, if we combine like terms, we have 11x, 5x, and 3x. So what does that give us? 16, that gives us 19x. And then we have minus 4 plus 6 plus 7. So what is that? Plus 9 equals 180. Everybody spotting me here? Minus 4, that's 2. Yeah, that's 9. So I get 19x equals 181. Okay, I'm guessing because that's a 9 and that's a 1, that this needs to be multiplied by 9. 9 times 9 is 81, 8, 16, 17. Yeah, sorry, this is 171. Okay, so we get x is 9. Now that we have x being 9, we have to come back and fill out some of the other angles, right? So we can come back up to here and maybe do some of that. What was the answer to the first question? Okay. And by the way, 5x plus 6 turned out to be this one. So we, right, these two are vertical angles. So if x is 9, we get 5 times 9 plus 6. So we get 45 plus 6, and we get 51. All right, so this is a super busy problem. This one's a time waster as well. So you guys have to be careful when you do a question like this. And this one's hard to feed back in because you've already cluttered up your test sheet, and you have to kind of go back to make sure. So even though we're seeing 51, right, we would need to plug some of the others in. So this one was 3x plus 7. So then this one would be 9 times 3 is 27. So this angle here, what we're trying to do is double check our answer right now. 27 plus 7 is 34. Okay, so that's 51 plus 34 gives us 85. So then this must equal 79. No, what am I talking about? That gives us 105. Or 95. So 11 times x, right? 95 plus 85 plus 51. So we get 11 times 9 is 99 minus thing gives us 95. Okay, so then the 3 of these is 180. And we should be good. Let me see what the answer is. 51, right. Okay, we're good then. All right, so this is definitely a time waster question. There's other questions like we did yesterday. A lot of the ones we did yesterday were fairly easy. So you could gain time on something like this if you're doing something like problem number 2. This is the problem you probably want to skip to last. It's not that it's hard, but it's just a lot of busy work. Look at all the calculations that had to be done there, right? So it's kind of half not worth doing it. All right, so that was number 2. Okay, 3. Sebastian, so I'm going to look at what I have here. I have a spinner. I have a red, a yellow, and a blue. So things seem out of sync there. I'm not sure what they're going to ask me about this. I'm pretty convinced it's a probability question, though. All right. Sebastian is tossing a coin and spinning, so he's doing both. Both, I guess, simultaneously. Has 2 red sections. So when I see a list like this, I just start writing them down. 3 yellow and 1 blue. Okay, that seems to be the end of it. And I normally total it, so I get 6 total. right? So when I see something like this, I just automatically build this little table like this. Okay, what is the probability, right? So that's my guess. Once you see a spin or a coin, you know that's what's going to happen. What is the probability expressed as a decimal? All right, so this is a grid-in, so we have no other choice that it's a decimal. That Sebastian randomly tosses heads on the coin and spins yellow. So if he's tossing a coin, he's got a 50-50 chance, right, of tossing heads, and he's got a 50-50 chance of tossing tails. So they're both equal. They're both half, right? So he's got half of a chance of tossing, right? If we randomly tosses heads, so his chance of the coin is a half, okay? And he spins a yellow on a spinner. So what's the chance he spins the yellow? Okay, there's 3 yellows out of 6. So that's also a half if we cancel that out, okay? And because this is and, where was that? Right here? We're going to multiply these two. And then we get a quarter, okay? They're asking for as a decimal because you have to grid it in. So you're going to grid in 0.25 or just 2.25, okay? So on your grid-in sheet, your first thing is your plus or minus. You're going to leave that alone. You're going to grid in a point and then the 2.5, okay? If you want, you can put 0.25. They don't care. Both of those are valid values for a quarter. All right, 8. All right, the group are quiet. Why is everybody quiet all of a sudden? I see a whole bunch of people in the lobby. Welcome. I'm Greg. Please subscribe. Please like. This channel goes all year long. Plus, some of you guys are still taking the SHSAT in 2 weeks. So let's just go crank it out. Right, I think the last date is February 10th. So this is going for another over 2 weeks from now, right? I still want to follow up and do the grade 9 questions. And we're going to go back to problem 65 at some point and kick its butt. We're going to do a lot of variations of that. And right after the stream, I might do kind of like a celebratory stream because you guys are totally stressed out. This is normally a stressful, long, drawn-out process. And the fact that it was delayed so many times and the Department of Education played so many games. Right? Okay, so that is number 3. Okay, 4. What is the sum of the numbers shown above? And again, expressed as a decimal. You have to grid it in, okay? So there's a couple ways to do this. I'm just going to take, we can convert the fractions to decimals because that's what's going to happen anyway. So minus 6.7. This is 5.5, right? The next is 3.4, okay? And then minus 2.75, right? So we can take the positive ones first if we want. There's a couple ways to do this. So these become 8.9, right? And then we have these two here. So we get minus 2.75, minus 6.7. We get 5, 4, 1, 8. Is that 9.45? Minus, right? So we should have minus 9.45 plus 8.9, okay? There's a couple ways to do this. This is just normal subtraction at this point, right? I noticed to go from here to 9, right, is going to be 0.1, and from here to a 9 is 0.45. So that gives me 0.55, okay? And it's because this is larger, it's going to be minus. So that's one way to get that, okay? We can also just go and subtract it. What happened to my cursor? Okay, there it is. If we add 8.9 here, okay, and do the subtraction, that would be a 0. This gives us a 5. We can't borrow, so we have to do that. And then we get 0.55 when we drop down the minus. So that's 2 ways to give us the 0.55. All right. Good luck, Penelope. I am taking the exam tomorrow. Yeah, good luck to everybody. And as I always say, it's not about luck only, it's about skill too. So good luck and good skill. You're welcome, everybody, too. I enjoy doing this as much as uh, everything else. All right, so that one is just an annoying problem as well. And again, it comes down to minus signs. Minus signs are the killer of a lot of these examples, including the order of operation problems. Okay, 5. Ivan paid $2.31 sales tax on an item with an original price of $42. Given the same rate, and we don't know what the rate is, an item with an original price of $64 has a sales tax of X. What is X? Okay? So anybody have any ideas about that? Well, we can just set up a plain Jane proportion. 231, that's our price, is to the actual full price equals, okay, and we don't know what the discount's going to be, or the tax rather in this case. Let me just write that neater. That's a 2, and that's a 64. All right, so what we basically have is nasty math here. It's a grid in, so we can't look at the answers to make an educated guess. And what it's leaving us with is we actually have to go now and sweat through and do some nasty math. So we can do the cross product, or we can just note that to get X by itself, we need to multiply both sides by 64. Okay, we can simplify this somewhat. 2 goes into here, 21. 2 goes into there, 32. All right, so we're still stuck with some nasty math, but that's the infrastructure of it. I'm not going to bother to do that math right now. Let me bring up what should the answer be? The answer was $3.52. If you actually go and process that through, if you do this multiplication, where's my cursor? My cursor's floating around here. So if you do 32, one second, my computer's spinning, times 2.31 over 21. All right. So that's going to equal, what was the answer? 3.52. Right, cross multiply. Or just do what I did here, because if you cross multiply, you're going to get 2.31 times 64 equals 42 times X. And then you're still going to divide both sides by 42. So you're still going to get the same thing there. All right. Okay, that was 5, 6. Let's get rid of some of this clutter here. Okay, what is the product of 3/8 and 0.6 expressed as a decimal? So this is just annoying, you guys. So you can convert this to a decimal and then do the multiplication, or you can convert this to a fraction multiply it out and convert it back. This is a zero-sum win game. Either way works fine. In other words, you can make this 6/10, and then you get 18/80, right? 2 can go into a 9, you get 9/40, and then you can convert that, okay? Otherwise, if you know an eighth is an eighth, you guys should know this off the top of your head, right? It's 0.125 times 3, so you get 0.375, and this is 6. So when you multiply that out, you're going to get the same answer. Okay, in that case, in both cases, you're going to get 0.225. That's your answer there. Okay, I'm not going to do the actual multiplications. 7. So some of these don't seem very SHSAT-y, because last one is really just testing you on your basic knowledge there. And for the most part, the SHSAT avoids that kind of a question. Okay, 7. A bookstore manager will randomly select two of 9 differently recently arrived books to place on a window display. How many possible pairs of selections are there? Okay. And then this is in parens, but it's important. The order of the 2 books doesn't matter. So it could be book 1, comma book 2, or book 2, comma book 1. Okay. In math, this means division by 2. All right. So he's going to select 2 of 9. So there's 9 choices. We have 2 spots. The first spot, there's 9 possibilities for, because there's 9 books. If you took 1 book, there's only 8 left. So that's equal to 72. Okay? And because we're going to divide by 2, because it could be book 1, book 2, or that, we're going to divide that by 2 and get 36. Okay? And boom, you're done. So this is a 2-second problem. My voice is going. My voice is going. Okay, what is this in decimal form? So you can either do 8 divided into 7, or if you know, again, just like we did in the other problem, that 1/8 is equal to 0.125, right? So then you just multiply that by 7 and get 875. Okay, so that should be the answer to that. Yep, it was. So this is a silver plate question. If you know what 1/8 is, you should just do this. If you don't, you actually just do the division, right? We can come over here and put 7 to 0, 0, and actually do the division over here with that, okay? So that's a no-brainer. Where's 9? Where's 9? Where's 9? Let me do 10 first, because it's showing on the screen, and I'm going to end up writing there. I'll use the white space underneath it. So if you do number 10, this is just a substitution problem, and it's significant to note that minus sign right there, okay? It's significant because we're taking t cubed. So remember, basically we're trying to keep the integrity of stuff intact. That's basically what the problem is going down to. We're trying to maintain the integrity of whatever value we place in here. So this is going to be 3. 3 doesn't go too wrong. We're going to have minus 2 cubed plus, now p is positive, so we don't care. So that's 3 cubed, and this is times minus 2. All right? So it's just a matter of plugging it in if I did it right. So this is not 8. This is minus 8 times 3. So we get minus 24 there, right? And then this is 9 times minus 2. So we get minus 18 there. Okay. That's minus 24. Let me just double check this. Uh, 3 to the third. Wait, this is not 9. This is 27. So this gives us minus 54. And then we get minus 78. Okay, so that's that one. So it's just a matter of plugging in and remembering that something like t to the third, when t is minus, t is less than 0, you have to maintain that. If it was t squared, we don't care about the minus sign, because a minus times a minus is a plus. But a minus times a minus times a minus is still a minus, right? In other words, this is not, if we plug it in, minus 2 to the third, like that. Okay, it's minus 2 to the third. These are two different expressions. So you have to maintain the integrity of that. All right, so let's look at the illustration for number 9 first. Hello? Yeah, you don't need to be nervous. You know what, right after this, we might just do a little pep talk. So what we have is, it looks like a picture frame, right? This height here is 24 inches. This width here is 18 inches, okay? This is X, this is X, this is X, and this is X. So it looks like a border of a certain height is being put around every part of this, okay? So let's look at the actual words. Okay, Olivia is building a frame for a painting. Cool. So if you notice, I always put this little marker here, because it means that's what I read up to, and I'm just going to try and understand it. Okay, the painting is 24 inches high. Cool. And 18 inches wide. Cool. Okay, and as I do this, I'm making mental notes to myself. All right, so we already see that already written on here. 18 inches wide, 24 inches high. Okay. She wants the height of the painting to be 125%. So she wants 125% of the height. Okay, this is the height right here. Height equals 24. Okay, so she wants the height to be 125%. So what's 125% of that? What's 125% of 24? Isn't it plus 6? Isn't it 30? Right? 25% of 24 is 6. So I'm going to add 6 onto that. I don't need to go through and I do not need to multiply 24 times 25 and then divide it by 100, or 125, sorry. Right? I don't need to do that. I can just see that 25% of this is 6. So I just get 30 out of that. All right? So the question is, the width of the frame will be the same. So we already noticed that it was always X. Okay? What is X, the width of the frame? Well, if what we had was this here, if this is 24 and this is 30, right? So what's the difference? 30 minus 24 is 6. And if this and this is the same, then we have to divide it by 2 and we get 3. And that's it. That's our width. And we can plug in, we get 3 here, 24 there, and 3 here. Is that 30? 24 plus 3 plus 3, right? And that's definitely 30. All right. So that's our grid-ins. All right. Any questions about any of the ones I just did here? So probably the nastiest one is number 1, and this number 9 can be tricky. 9 is either completely obvious to students or really elusive. 10 was just making sure you maintain the PEMDAS, the order of operations, when you have a cube. That's really what it came down to, of a negative number. Well, they wanted to know the width. So it's going to be 30 minus the 24, right? We had 24 times 125% equals what? Okay. So this is the same as 125 over 100. Okay, so we could actually do that math or not. We could also simplify this. 25 goes into here 4 times. 25 goes into there 5 times. So we basically have 24 times 5 over 4. 4 goes into that once, goes into here 6 times. So we can do it with avoiding the complicating. So we still get 30, and then how do we do this, right? And I avoided actually doing the complicated math just by doing cancel outs here. So that's always cool. All right. All right, so how about we do this? Should we end this stream and I can start another one up? That's kind of just inspirational without actually having to need to go into any questions. We're going to kind of do a pep talk. Is that good? Anybody still on the stream, please like and subscribe. Right, this takes a lot of my time. I enjoy doing it, but you know, I'm doing this for free for you guys, so smash the like button. All right, I'm going to end this and start another one up in 2 minutes. Get something to drink, go to the bathroom, and then we'll be ready to roll. Peace out, everybody. I'll be back in a few minutes.